Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Monday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, we've got stock index futures down across the board. They're down a little over 1%, with the Dow being down 440 points, but we are being led lower by those big cap tech stocks once again. Now, we don't have any major economic numbers coming out this morning, but we certainly have numbers coming out on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that could certainly change the direction of the market. Let's start off looking at the VIX. And if we look at the seasonality chart of the VIX, which we've looked at many times before, we know the VIX usually peaks in the middle of March. And so we're well on our way to doing that at the moment. Whether it comes back as sharply as it does on this chart, we'll just have to wait and see. So on Monday, we're looking for a close below 1950 on the VIX to give us a sell signal, which would be supportive for higher stock prices. We are certainly not seeing that in the pre-market on Monday morning. The VIX ETFs in New York were up on Friday before pulling back. So we made a new high on Friday, getting pretty close to the December high, which was up there at 56.25. So we still have a little room to go on the upside, and you should have an order in up there. For the VIX traded in Toronto, we made a new high for this move on Friday, but again, we have not retested the December high. And you can see that that is up near the $10 level, and we've got 977, then 1016. You can see we peaked below the 1016 level back in December. So we still have some room to go to the upside for the VIX ETFs. Now, looking at the leveraged ETFs, and in the US, we like the 3X ETFs, and the Bear ETFs have been doing very well over the past couple of weeks. So here we are hitting our 703 target on Friday. 742 is the next target to the upside. Looking at the NASDAQ 100 3X Bear ETF, we made a new high on Friday, filling the gap from back in November, and 3750 is our next target. Now, one of the themes of 2025 is, hey, the rest of the market is not doing well. It's those big cap tech stocks that are still pushing the major indices higher, but the rest of the market left the room a long time ago. And here is the 3X Bull ETF for the small cap sector, which peaked back in November. And here it is making a new low for this move. And so on the other side, the flip side of that is the Bear ETF for small caps, which were up on Friday, making a new high for this move. So congratulations, anyone long the small cap stocks. And 1719 is our next target. We got as high as $17 on Friday. So we should be able to hit that target on Monday. And then the next target to the upside is 1875. Now, I can't go through all the Bear ETFs in this presentation, but looking at the Canadian market, the TSX 60 has not sold off as much as the U.S. market up to this point. And so we haven't been able to get up to our next target of $25 just yet. You can see we peaked below that level back in December. So that would certainly be a legitimate target to the upside. Now, of course, we can trade the 2X Bear ETFs for the U.S. market. There's the S&P 500 making a new high on Friday, heading towards 1719. The NASDAQ 100 Bear ETF made a new high on Friday. We hit our next target of 1172, so congratulations. 1250 is our next target. Energy stocks moved up on Friday, which means the Bear ETF pulled back. Here we are looking for a potential sell signal on Monday below $26.44. That ETF has had a nice run, and we did break out above the December high and hit our next price target. Looking at gold stocks, the Bull ETF for the gold sector is back on a buy signal right now, and we're trying to get out above 31.25. If we can do that, 32.81 would be our next target to the upside for the Bull Gold Stock ETF traded in Toronto. Next up, let's take a look at those big cap tech stocks, and starting off with the NASDAQ 100. We made a new low on Friday before reversing. We certainly didn't close above the previous day's high. And for the past 2 days, we've actually been trading below the $500 level. So that could certainly act as resistance on the way back up. Look down, you can see 468.75 is our next target to the downside if we start breaking down below 44.38 and taking out Friday's low. You can see now that we have broken down below the flypaper channel and broken away from it. So if we go back and look at last summer, you can see we had a quick reversal from this point. We'll have to see if that happens this time. And if you look back to last summer, you can see we broke down below the 200-day moving average before we quickly reversed. And we're in that similar position at the moment. We are certainly projecting lower prices right now, but of course, we'll be looking for that reversal. One of the signs that we're seeing a reversal is a big move down in the VIX, and not expecting that to happen on Monday with what we're seeing in the pre-market on Monday morning. Canadian tech stocks have broken down below the January low, so they're pretty well in sync with what's going on the NASDAQ. We're holding the 65.53 level at the moment. We've filled the open gap from back in November. If you look to the left of the chart there, looking at some of the technology subsectors that we don't usually cover, there's cloud computing making a new low on Friday. There's a new low for cybersecurity, for FANG stocks, and for the digital payment sector. Robotics did not make a new low on Friday, but is holding the low from back on, what was that, Tuesday, and we'll have to see if that holds on Monday. Now, there's a couple of tech stocks that the market actually is interested in at the moment, and one of them is Alphabet, looking for a close on Monday above $176.36 to give us a buy signal. Apple also traded up into the channel on Friday, looking for a close on Monday above $242.06. There's a new low for Amazon. We saw Broadcom come back, so a close above $205.54 on Monday would give us a buy signal. No joy for Salesforce, making a new low on Friday. There's a new low for Meta. Microsoft traded up into the channel on Wednesday, pulled back on Thursday, pulled back on Friday. Mathematically speaking, there's a possibility of a buy signal with a close above $402.29 on Monday. No joy for Cloudflare or Netflix, both making new lows on Friday. There's a new low for NVIDIA. We'll be watching NVIDIA to see if it can hold $100 on this move down. There's Shopify making a new low on both sides of the border, and there's Tesla making a new low. Now, Tesla had a low on Friday of $250.73. So we're watching the $250 level closely. It is trading down in the pre-market, but still above the $250 level. That level has not been broken yet. Now, looking at the crypto market, it was quite volatile on the weekend. We had Bitcoin trade down to 80,000 and bounce. It's down in the pre-market this morning. And we had Ethereum making a new low over the weekend, but it has come back a little bit, still trading down in the pre-market on Monday morning. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like we're going to see some selling at the open on Monday morning. Have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Tuesday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.